Hi, this is Tad from Island, and I'm joined today by Glenn Medina, one of our SEs based in California. Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Tad. Hey, everyone.
Hey, so you were just telling me an interesting use case of Island for field-based contractors who are accessing Island on an iPad. Can you tell me a little more?
Yeah, so, we're working with a company who has many contractors, and those contractors leverage Island, which is now available through the iOS App Store. And what they do is they take pictures of completed work and submit those pictures within the application itself, within their web app, and they're accessing their web app with Island. So it's a very interesting use case where they're able to secure access to those web applications, those corporate applications with Island.
Nice. And obviously, in a situation like that where you're not in the office, you might be in a remote area doing these work projects. Having a device like an iPad with a very very long battery life, with cellular capabilities, with a large touchscreen and a camera, and then pairing that with Island sounds like a really nice combination to actually complete that entire workflow on a single device with a very simple, straightforward interface.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of the use case that had to be done before was you had to install some type of VPN or some type of third-party access tool on a BYOD or a contractor on a contractor device, but having them install just a browser makes it a lot less intrusive from that aspect, and so therefore, having that browser as that access point makes it a lot easier for them. And like I said, not having to kill their battery on a VPN type connection back to their corporate network.
I mean, it's no small part here that the end user, the contractor in this case, they can do that whole setup themselves. They don't need to have a help desk on the phone to initiate their device. They can just install the app from the App Store. They log in with their email address and their password, and that's all they need.
That's it. Absolutely.
And obviously, that's very different from what you were describing earlier of having to go through like a MDM device enrollment process, which would be a little more cumbersome and probably not something that the contractors would be able to do on their own.
Absolutely. And again, very intrusive from that aspect. And I don't know if you've ever tested or have used a VPN on a mobile device. It tends to suck the battery life out of the device.
This is a great example. And what's nice as well is that it's the same from the back end, like for the actual IT administrator in this company. They don't have to set up a different platform to support their contractors over the iPad compared with their employees who are in the office, because from the back end, it's all Island, right? It's whether you're on a Mac, a PC, an iPad, an Android device, all those can be managed through the Island Management Console. So it's one system to manage for the IT staff.
Absolutely. And then not only that, but you're providing the great visibility that Island does, right? As far as how they're accessing those applications and what they're doing within those applications. Untypical of what you would see from a BYOD device where, it's kind of like unknown and unseen of what they're doing within the application.
And then to complete this story arc, let's say a contractor no longer wants to work with this company. If it's their own iPad, they just uninstall Island. Nothing else is left over. There's no configuration they need to change. They just remove the app and they can go on with their iPad.
And the same could be said about the company that they're contracting with, that the company's doing this, right? They can just remove or revoke their access. So even though the contract does have access to the Island application, they no longer have access to that SaaS application.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's a really easy way to govern or control that access from both sides, really. That Island becomes kind of that connection point, and it's very easy for the contractor, very easy for the company, and keeps everything secure with high visibility.
Absolutely.
Well, Glenn, thanks so much for coming on and sharing that story, and we'll have you back here again soon.
Thanks, Tad.